It's story time, story time.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Hi, neighbor. I'm glad we're together again.
Welcome back to the Bespoke page, the Bespoke Gentleman. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe to the channel. I'm starting a new segment. The segment is called Story Time. I'm simply just going to be telling stories, not fictional stories, but real stories about things that happen either to me or to people I know, or just interesting stories, true stories that I've heard. And, quick stories, a little animation, something just to listen to and say, oh, wow, that really happened. So without further ado, let's get into the story. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's story time. This story is about, it's something my sister told us some years ago about a friend of hers. True story, right? So she had a friend who wanted to go shopping one evening. It was one late evening. It was downtown, somewhere in Atlanta. So it was daytime when she went in the store, but nighttime when she came out. And she was, in the city, so she parked along the street. And when she, she parked just under the street lamp, so her car was kind of shaded a little bit. And so she left the car open and the windows slightly cracked. It's the South. So she goes in, comes out. And when she's coming out, she notices her car looks a little funny. It looks like it's kind of, like it's like a little shadow in her car. So she walks in and she walks and gets close to her car. She notices that someone's sitting in her car. So she walks over to the passenger side. Like I said, the windows were somewhat cracked. She knows that there's a woman sitting in the car, an older woman. And she said, well, ma'am, are you lost, ma'am? This is my car. Why are you sitting in my car? And the old woman said, well, I live nearby and I decided to go for a late walk. And I walked up here, and when I got here, I was just so tired. I didn't feel like walking back. So I just saw your car. I got inside and hoping that when you came out, you would give me a ride home. And so she said, okay, I left something in the store. Let me run in the store and get it. And when I come back out, I'll give you a ride home. So she leaves the old lady in the car. She goes back into the store. She gets inside the store. They were about to close up. And she said, could y'all please call the police for me? So they called the police. She told them what was going on. She waited in the store until she saw the police arrive. So once the police arrived, she then went out to meet the police officer and told the officer what was happening. So the officer walks over to the car and tells the old lady, well, ma'am, do you mind please stepping out of the car? So the old woman said, okay, I'll step out of the car. So the old lady begins and starts and actually, opens the door and steps out the car. Now, she was in the car, like I said, was tinted. It was shaded. It was dark. You really couldn't see inside the car really well. It was very poorly lit because of the positioning of the car and the street lamp. But when the old lady stepped out the car, she stepped into the light of the street lamp. When she stepped out, they noticed it wasn't a female at all. It was a man. It was a middle-aged man dressed in old woman's clothes, wearing a wig. And when they looked inside the car, they noticed the man dressed as the old lady was sitting on a hatchet. Story time. Thank y'all for listening.
Hi, neighbor. I'm glad we're together again.